Hi everyone, thank you to be here for this talk about the key challenges facing multi-cloud environments. My name is Jan and I am an international business developer at Scaleway. I am responsible for promoting Scaleway's value proposition and strategic vision internationally. Today, I will talk about data sovereignty and how we at Scaleway consider this notion to be absolutely crucial, especially in a multi-cloud environment. I will first give you a brief overview of who Scaleway is, and then we'll get into data sovereignty, resilience, and finally, the multi-cloud. So yes, we are Scaleway, and we are the cloud that makes sense. We are a leading alternative European infrastructure and platform as a service provider. We provide companies with the essential mix of cloud computing resources that's flexible, cost-effective, secure, and sustainable from an environmental standpoint. And we are also the only triple-play cloud provider to offer private data center colocation, dedicated servers, and a modern and elastic public cloud ecosystem. Our ecosystem is designed to leverage market standards. For example, we are S3 compatible, we have cutting-edge Kubernetes, or we support Terraform. So our cloud is very generic and compatible, so it is much simpler for our clients. We currently serve more than 300,000 clients in over 160 countries, and our services are deployed via 6 data centers located in 3 regions: Paris, Amsterdam, and Warsaw. Let's start by looking at sovereignty and data privacy. Okay, so first of all, it's important and obvious, of course, to remember that data sovereignty is crucial. And today, let's be frank, none of the usual suspects that we all know well are actually able to guarantee it for European companies. In March this year, our CEO, Jan Lechel, wrote an open letter to European Union institutions. He talked about the fact that it was time to ensure that Europe's cloud service providers are immune when it comes to non-EU laws with an extraterritorial impact. And we believe that it is the only way our European data sovereignty will become stronger. And recently, European Commission rightly emphasized that the data that's currently produced in Europe is in general stored and processed outside of Europe, as it is for its value, which is also extracted outside of Europe, making it highly exposed and vulnerable to cybersecurity risks. Trust in cloud services provisions depends so much on data sovereignty related considerations that it's absolutely crucial to choose the right cloud provider. So the question is, which cloud provider should European companies trust? Being French, and therefore a European cloud service provider, owning and operating data centers exclusively on EU soil, Scaleway guarantees that our clients' data remains entirely under EU jurisdiction. And well, data sovereignty is one thing, but what about resilience? Very few companies are able to master data centers today. Almost all other companies in the market use large real estate players for their international expansions, and at some point, this is how they lose control on the overall ecosystem. And generally, regulation on this is very light and mainly deals with keeping the staff safe when there is an incident, or also protects the environment, which is totally good, of course, and absolutely fine. But my point is that it is the operator and the insurer who are actually responsible for the protection of the physical assets, which is totally different topic. And as I already mentioned, we are the only one triple-play cloud provider to offer all 3 services: data center colocation, dedicated high-end servers, and a modern public cloud ecosystem. And because we control the whole chain of value, we can offer competitive pricing and innovative services while never compromising due to economic considerations. And when it comes to data center colocation, we are one of the biggest players in Europe. For many years, we have been hosting Gartner Magic Quadrant companies on our infrastructures, as well as many other companies which are well known in Europe. But let's be clear, our job is to plan for every eventuality, and each time an incident occurred, our automatic mechanisms worked perfectly and prevented our clients' assets from being affected. But resilience is not only a matter of mastering the whole chain of value. Resilience is also our capacity to stay connected together as human beings, which leads me to our final topic, multi-cloud ecosystem. And this necessity to stay in touch with one another has never been more obvious in the past few months, even years now, and since the beginning of the pandemic and the lockdown. In that context, access to the internet plays a central role, and more internet obviously means more cloud. And it is not realistic to believe that European cloud players are able to address 100% of the demand in Europe. Actually, we are far from being able to provide for even a third of the cloud demand in Europe. But it's okay, it's just an obvious fact that we have to take into consideration and to deal with. As the fact that, on the other hand, we European players could also not only deliver our services for and in Europe, but also in the other regions of the world. And we believe that the answer lies in an on-demand multi-cloud approach that gives customer the ability to easily deploy any cloud services regardless of the provider. For example, we pioneered a range of cutting-edge multi-cloud products, such as our multi-cloud load balancer, a managed Kubernetes service, and S3-enabled storage. We also make it very easy for cloud architects to design and deploy Terraform. This type of on-demand, flexible approach is the most logical way of dealing with the complex needs of clients. We are Scaleway, and we are very proud to contribute to the construction of tomorrow's cloud infrastructure with an open mind and a responsible approach. We are the cloud that makes sense. Thank you for listening to this talk, and I hope you found it useful.
Thank you very much, Ian Richard, Scaleway. It will be very, very pleasure for us to have you here in our studio, thanks to Zoom connection. Hello again. So how does Scaleway assure that the customer stays flexible in the management of the cloud infrastructure?
Well, thank you very much. That's a very good question indeed. So as I was saying earlier in the recorded session, we provide a very generic cloud and very compatible cloud. Everything that we developed has been developed on the standards of the cloud, such as S3, such as Terraform, Kubernetes, or Ansible, and doing so, we makes it super simpler for our clients to onboard on our cloud services. And so by this, we bring a certain form of flexibility. Another thing is that we provide public cloud today, which is one of the three branches that we provide. And providing public cloud obviously means providing flexibility, because we provide that IT infrastructure as a service, as a commodity. On another note, everything in our approach is multi-cloud by nature. So, for example, our load balancer is 100% multi-cloud. So, using our load balancing solution, you can manage different clouds together, which is again a gauge of flexibility for our clients.
Yep, let's talk about the Polish market. Which services are available in the Polish data center?
Yeah, thanks. So that's pretty much all the services that we deliver are available on the Polish market. Maybe if you want to use GPU services, you will have to host your servers, your solutions in Paris or in Amsterdam. But for Warsaw, a part of the GPU services, and I think DNS server, all the services that we have on our portfolio are available in Warsaw.
Super, nice to hear it. So as another cloud provider customer, which services can I replace by using Scaleway solutions?
Well, I mean, that's pretty much, around the same point, that we provide, again, something very generic and very compatible. So everything that we developed was to and is to create the right and perfect alternative to other cloud providers that we call the usual suspects, as I mentioned during the recording. So any of those services that you use, you can find pretty much, for the majority of them, you can find them at Scaleway.
Super. Thank you very much for the short interview at the end of your presentation here in our studio on our conference.